I'm not the biggest reaction channel. I'm a little small little reaction boy. Recently, Metalbirb released a video discussing the state and value of the reaction channel scene, talking about the types of reaction channels, the value that each type uniquely offers, and some of the good and bad things that come with the reaction channel content. It's a really interesting video, actually. I'll link it down below if you want to check that out. And then the next day, Nik Nocturnal, the god himself, released a video talking about reaction channels. What a coincidence, oh my god. And then obviously a lot of reaction channels caught on and they were like, oh, free views. Nik basically said to a certain extent what Metalbirb was saying.
Number one, of course, just, you know, promotion a lot of the time or indirect marketing of a specific niche or specific types of content.
A new song drops from an upcoming band and 2 reactors check them out. Word gets around and 2 more reactors check them out, and then 2 more reactors check them out, and then it becomes a cycle. It becomes a collective hype.
As a small reaction channel myself, I wanted to give my insight to this because the topics they mention, while they are valid points, they don't necessarily provide context for the people just underneath the more popular channels out there. I see most reaction channels say this a lot. Well, reaction channels have become a form of marketing. For many bands that are inclusive to the way that they promote their music nowadays. And yeah, that's a very valid point. I mean, if it wasn't for Nik, I wouldn't have found out about bands like I Prevail or freaking Crystal Lake, which is one of my favorite bands now. But it really isn't considered marketing if the videos you upload to promote the channels and bands get no views. Where are you? The problem with having a smaller channel is that the only way to get views on videos is if the song already has hype around it. The Kingslayer by Bring Me The Horizon reaction video that I did on this channel is the most viewed video on my channel, and the video sucks compared to my newer content. Oh! But there was a lot of hype for that song, and the video performed really well. And when I upload videos about bands that actually message me and ask me to react to their stuff for promotion, they don't perform well, like at all. As a small reaction channel, you can't create hype. You simply don't have the following to make any difference. It can be really discouraging at times, especially considering the amount of hours that go into the video editing process and everything. I myself spend around 3 to 5 hours adding all the cuts, the edits, and the flair to each video because I feel like the editing for my content is my value to offer in terms of reaction. That's just what I offer. I offer cool edits and stuff like that. The good thing about having a small channel is the amount of people that offer their kindness in the form of a comment. I think it comes from the idea that viewers don't see you as some celebrity or someone that's like above them. It's the fact that I have a small amount of subscribers that people are more inclined to be supportive and kind. Less viewers, less hate. And it's because of this smaller, kinder community that allows a lot of people in the metalcore community to find a place for themselves. Honestly, the majority of people that in the metalcore community are people that have been through some sort of trauma, or they're antisocial, or they're introverted. And from my experience interacting with the people that comment on the videos, most of them are incredibly sweet people and they just want to find some friends. And the cool thing about YouTube is that any community can be made because anyone can make a YouTube channel. It's incredibly easy. It's very easy to record and upload videos on the internet, especially on a platform that's free. It gives anyone a chance to have their own YouTube channel, so really anyone can do it. But that's just it. Anyone can do it. The metalcore community alone is so incredibly saturated with content. Not all of it is good. It creates a huge competition to see who gets to the video first, who has the most eye-catching title, the most jaw-dropping thumbnail with a face that's like super surprised. I have to scroll for a solid like 5 minutes before I even found... There I am, Jesus, finally. This is where things begin to get a bit difficult for a lot of the smaller creators that actually want to grow and have a following. on the platform. There's so much content all over the place. I know that there's a big section of reaction channels that are just doing reaction channels for the sake of views. Granted, that's what any channel is doing. They want views. They want the following in order to make money off of doing YouTube and make a living out of it. That's what people do. That's why YouTube has content creators. But it's a little more frustrating in the reaction community, at least on YouTube, when people are doing that simply for views without really caring for the music itself. With reaction channels comes the music community. Not only the community that you create on YouTube, but the community that is shared with the music and the artists. And yes, a lot of this is promotion for artists and to spread hype for bands and stuff like that. But it's also a way for people to communicate about how much they love this stuff. For me, I mainly wanted to do this reaction channel because I fell in love with the metalcore music, and I'm very passionate about the music, and I make music, I go to concerts, I support the bands. I mean, half of my wardrobe is band merch. There are reaction channels out there that don't necessarily do this for the bands. They do it for the views. With that being said, it's because of that drive for strictly views that a lot of these type of channels don't necessarily last as long, or they struggle to bridge the gap between small and big because they don't care about it enough and people see through that. And that's another thing. Bridging the gap between small YouTuber to big YouTuber is incredibly difficult. It's easy to get drowned in the sea of reaction channels. I'm not sure whether it's a lack of marketing, a lack of luck, or maybe you just haven't reached your core audience yet. Maybe it's a little of everything. It's different for every person. Like I've said before, the process of growing a YouTube channel can be incredibly difficult. And sometimes the work just isn't worth it for a lot of people, especially considering the first couple months or years of new channels is all work with no monetization.
In terms of money, we have no money.
Which means no influx of cash, which means this is all coming out of your pocket. The setup, the time, the effort, and don't even get me started on the whole copyright thing. It's definitely an issue, but many people have talked about it already, and I think they've said pretty much everything that needs to be said. It sucks. I think the biggest reason I decided to keep making videos is honestly because of, you. I'm not making money off this right now, so I can't say I'm doing it for the money. Though when I do start making money, definitely be a key factor. I'm really happy with the community that we've made here on this channel. I hope that sharing the music listening experience with someone like me can bring some joy to your day, because that's really why people watch reactions. It's essentially like listening to music with a friend or saying, hey, I found this really cool song, check it out, and then you watch their reaction. If they have a positive reaction, you feel good inside because you put them on this music. I think that's what calls a lot of people to continue watching these type of reaction videos, and that's why it's such a big market nowadays. I know there are hundreds of reaction channels out there, and maybe I'm not the smartest person to explain the intricacies of music theory and all that. Maybe I'm not the funniest person to make you laugh, but I found a group of people that like me for me, and I appreciate them for them. I really want to get bigger on the channel, and I'm gonna try to keep working towards that. But I'm gonna make sure to bring you guys along for the ride. Hopefully one day we could sit down with Nik himself and just talk about music. I think that'd be a really cool thing to do. It's gonna happen. I'm saying it here on this video now. It's gonna happen. Manifesting.